A few years ago, I heard about one of the last one-room schoolhouses in this country here in rural, snowy Vermont. So here we are to meet the one teacher and students keeping this old-school school up and running.
It's as it should be.
What defines a community? Is it the beauty of the landscape? Or perhaps it's the people?
Putting tape on there. Do slow-mo if you want.
If the latter is indeed the case, the identity of Elmore, Vermont roots itself inside a 1,200 square foot room. Good morning. We're here. How are you? Sorry. It's cold out.
Be ready to listen.
At first glance, Diane Nichols' classroom seems fairly ordinary.
There's always a lot of energy.
Chimp, get out of here.
Head down and thumb up.
On this last day before school vacation, her students were playing a classic, 7 Up.
If your thumbs are down, stand up.
The price of admission to play,
Spell freckle.
the successful spelling of a word of Miss Nichols' choosing.
Freckle.
You got it.
But you're about to learn that's where ordinary ends here.
Dylan.
Oh,
Something closer to nostalgia begins. Ever any disagreements? Sometimes. Yeah. Amelia Baker is in first grade. Aria Keith is in second grade. Grayson Hill is in third. Do you guys even talk about being in different grades or different ages that much? Or it doesn't really matter?
We don't really. Not really.
Yeah. Not only do they all share the same classroom, but they all share the same schoolroom as well.
so remember C and not S. It's kind of one of those surprise letters, right? Surprise words.
Miss Nichols and teaching aide Erica Bellavance
Ready?
are the sole staff members at the Elmore School,
We know their strengths and their weaknesses.
the last one-room schoolhouse still operating in Vermont. Do you all get along all the time?
Usually.
Usually.
For the most part, it's a happy family.
Most days.
Most days. Sometimes it's too happy.
She is serious about being family. You get to go to school with your sister.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like that?
Yes.
In any other school, sisters Violet and Evelyn Schoberlin would be in different classrooms. You guys are all pretty close.
Yeah.
Violet is in first grade. Evelyn is in third. Here, though, they sit just across the room from one another.
First graders play with second graders and third graders. Third graders play with first graders. It doesn't really matter. Like, the age thing doesn't become a factor.
Students only know what grade their classmates are in by the symbols on their name tags. So even though you're all sitting together, you're in different grades?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Does that get confusing at all?
No.
No? Not a stoplight nor a stop sign to be found here. The last census put Elmore's population at 864.
Scribble on your paper. Scribble.
18 of those young residents can be found here most weekday mornings. The Elmore School opened in the 1850s. For Miss Nichols, teaching here is in her DNA.
You could also try writing your spelling
Her
word.
grandmother also taught at a one-room schoolhouse back in the mid-1900s.
But of course, back then, she had to get there early and light the fire.
One-room schoolhouses used to be pretty prevalent in this country. In 1919, there were about 190,000 of them. Today, though, fewer than 400 remain. Michigan, Colorado, and Idaho are among the few states where the one-room schoolhouse still exists. The cornerstone of rural education.
I think it's in perpetual danger
Why do you say that?
because of the way society is going.
At Elmore's General Store, which also serves as its post office, President John Kallmyer sums up the school's significance.
The importance of smallness and intimacy.
Like others nationwide, there have been moments of uncertainty for the Elmore School. Back in 2020, a proposed cost-saving consolidation recommendation suggested closing the school.
Part of what makes Elmore unique is that we want it to stay this way.
But town residents pushed back and kept their historic schoolhouse from becoming history.
Next word is why.
Do they know that this is like the last one
They do. Being the last one in Vermont is pretty special.
Miss Nichols spent 2 decades teaching in traditional school settings.
Very cool.
But after 3 years in this one room, she says she prefers this. You learn their learning styles,
right? Absolutely.
So you know what works for them individually.
Absolutely, yes.
For a few years.
Yes, and I get to see their growth over time, which is sometimes just amazing.
Miss Nichols watches these kids grow up. having the same students from 1st through 3rd grade.
They take care of each other.
A lot of kids here look out for littler kids, or even if we're in the same grade, they'll just look out for each other.
Over the years, the generations of kids who have come through here have gotten higher than average test scores and share a unique bond.
These kids build friendships and relationships that they take with them through the rest of school. What's another word for Lois?
At a time when division often feels like the future of education, perhaps the students at the Elmore School can teach us all a lesson about community.
I hope that it's here for a long time to come.
Chris Conti, Scripps News, Elmore, Vermont.